Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Let's just do some football picks. Now, I have to get this in quick. It's 4:22, and this game starts in 8 fucking minutes. But obviously, let's go with the Saints. And Tampa Bay, Detroit. As much as I hate Tampa Bay, and I think that they are way, way, way overhyped, Detroit is Detroit, and they're not going to win. But Detroit does have a better quarterback. I'll give them that. San Francisco, Arizona. Arizona, I like the Niners more. I think the Niners have a better overall team, but San Francisco's IR has more talent on it than Arizona's entire team, to be completely honest with you. But San Francisco is just completely injured. Arizona's playing decent. They hit a little bit of a rough patch, but they won last week. DeAndre Hopkins went fucking crazy last week, and that is really good for them because in order for Arizona to win, they need Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins to go off. Miami versus the Raiders. Obviously, Miami. Raiders, like I've said before, but even though I did pick them last week, the Raiders are a joke. They are really not that good. Every year, they look like they're going to be better than they were last year, and then they just end up, meh. That's just how it works for them. I do like Derek Carr at quarterback. I think he's great. I don't even know if he's playing. It might be Marcus Mariota, who played unbelievable, actually, last week against the Chargers. But I think overall the Raiders' defense really holds them back. Their offense has a ton of firepower on it with Ruggs, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Derek Carr, who I believe is one of, not the top-tier QB, but a top-tier QB. He's top 12, I would say. He's like an A. Or maybe a high B, low A. He's really good. I know John Gruden doesn't trust him, though. Falcons, Chiefs, the Chiefs. The Falcons are going to actually play the Chiefs really well because the Chiefs don't have a great defense, and the Falcons' offense is ridiculously good. Or at least they are at QB and wide receiver, not so much running the ball. But Atlanta, even if they look like they're going to win at any point during the game, they're going to blow the game. Kansas City is not going to blow the game, and if there's a chance that they might lose, they're just going to use that to go up by 30 points within the first quarter. So, let's move on to the next one. Chicago, Jacksonville. I mean, Chicago, yes, obviously. Jacksonville is just that bad. Picking the Bears here is more picking against Jacksonville than it is picking for Chicago. Jacksonville, I think, might actually play them really well because they do play somewhat competitive against not great teams. So like when they play, the Ravens or the Chiefs, they get smoked. But when they play, just like a regular average team, like a Carolina or something, it seems like it's always really competitive. Cincinnati and Houston. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Houston, Deshaun Watkins, Strong Opinion Sports actually did a great video about that. But Deshaun Watson has been playing amazing all year. He has been doing a hell of a job. Like, top 3 in the league. Great. But every other person on his team just consistently lets him down. Literally every single one of them. He had one player in Will Fuller who was using drugs or steroids, whatever it was. Deshaun Watson can't do everything. He can't play defense, kick the ball, return the ball, and play quarterback. He can't do it all. Even though Cincinnati is completely banged up, Joe Burrow's injured, they don't have very much talent outside of Burrow. I think Cincinnati's going to win just for the simple fact that Houston is just done at this point. They've been done all year, and we're going to have to wait till next year to see if they get a great head coach, a great GM, and great talent all around Deshaun Watson because as of right now, it's him alone on this fucking island. Cleveland Jets are going to play good. They're going to play good defense, but Cleveland's going to end up winning. I don't know if Cleveland's going to win by a lot or a little, but win regardless. Pittsburgh. Indy's going to win. I think even if the Steelers weren't on a 3-game losing streak, I would pick Indy to win. Indy is really, really good. They have one of, if not the best defense in the league right now. Phillip Rivers is playing great. T.Y. Hilton's playing a lot better lately. Jonathan Taylor is running like a fucking train. Their team is really, really good. Don't be surprised if they make a deep playoff run. Giants, Ravens. Poor Giants. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. I still think they're the best team in the NFC East, But they're not going to make the playoffs because their final couple weeks have just been real fucking hard. Denver versus Chargers. Denver. Chargers are a better team in just about every position on the field. But they're the Chargers, and they love to lose. Absolutely love it. There's nothing they like more than losing. Carolina versus Washington. I'm going to go Carolina. I don't get the Washington hype. Maybe they win. Is it possible that they win? Absolutely. It's kind of likely, actually, that Washington wins because of their defensive line. But other than their defensive line, I don't think that highly of the team. I like Terry McLaurin a lot. I think Terry McLaurin's a top-flight receiver. But other than him and that defensive line, I don't think they're anything great. I know Ron Rivera is a great coach and what he's going through and all this stuff. I get that. I get why people are rooting for them to do good. I just don't think they're that good. Philly versus the Cowboys. I guess I'll go with the Cowboys. Philly, I think just Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is not as good as Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts is a gimmick right now for the Eagles that they're going to run into the ground. I think he's doing well right now. Like, he's doing great. Hold on, I got to submit my picks before the 4:30 game starts real quick. Yeah, I want to continue saving. So Jalen Hurts, I think, is certainly playing well right now, but I don't think it's going to last. I think it's more that just he's new and it's kind of exciting for the team, so they're playing with a little bit more energy, and defenses don't have a lot of tape to work off of, so they're just really confused and they can get beat with his legs or his arm. I get that, and some of his throws look great. Sure. I don't trust him 3 years down the road. Is he going to be Philadelphia's starting quarterback? I don't think so. I think Carson Wentz should get the fuck out of there the first chance he gets, though. Demand that trade, Carson. If he goes to a team like the 49ers will go 16-0. Carson Wentz is a great quarterback who has absolutely zero help on that team. I know this looks really dumb, and maybe I am just an idiot, and maybe I'm wrong. Because of the way Jalen Hurts is playing right now, they do look good as compared to when Carson Wentz was playing. I just have a real strong feeling that it's not as easy as it looks right now. Don't forget, Carson Wentz 3 years ago should have been MVP of the NFL, and last year took a team that had, I'm pretty sure was 19 or 18 or something starters were not playing at that moment, and he took that team to the playoffs. Carson Wentz is really good. I don't trust the Eagles, though. They have no help around for Carson Wentz. The only help they do have are sitting at home because they probably just got surgery. Rams, Seahawks. So I can't see the percentages. Oh, I guess I still can. Rams, Seahawks. This is going to be a really tough game. I do not think Seattle should be a 77 to 23% favorite. I'm going to pick the Rams just because the Rams have looked like shit lately. I mean, they just lost to the Jets. They didn't look great the couple games before that either. You know what? I'm going to see. Let's see what the Rams have done lately. I know I keep going back to them, but okay, so they lost to the Jets. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Cardinals, lost to the Niners. Then barely beat the Bucks, barely beat the Seahawks. Yeah, I think the Seahawks are the better team, and I think they'll go deeper into the playoffs probably. But right now, the Seahawks aren't looking fantastic, and the Rams look like shit. So I think Seattle's going to look really bad and then get really good again, whereas the Rams just looked like shit, and they have to look good. So I think the Rams are probably going to win. Titans, Packers. Titans. Actually, I know I kind of went like, that one's hard. That one's not fucking hard at all. The Packers are not 11-3. I know their record is 11-3, but you put any other year that this team would play, they would not be 11-3. I know last year was the same thing. They were 13-3 or whatever. They were the second seed. Green Bay always has a great record, and it looks like they're the most fantastic team that there is. They're just really not that good. They are only winning because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers can only take them so far. Eventually, they're going to put an end to Aaron Rodgers' success in the year, and other teams are going to just massacre the Green Bay Packers when they find that out. Look at what happened. Green Bay last year made it to the NFC Championship game. They played the 49ers, or they played the Seahawks the week before, who played amazing against the 49ers, and they won because all of Seattle's running backs were injured, some of their receivers were injured, defenders. Their entire team was a mess by that point. The only reason Seattle won is because Carson Wentz fucking had a season-ending injury in the first game of the playoffs. So Seattle won because Philly was injured, and then Green Bay won because Seattle was injured. And then Green Bay played, a good team for once and got blown off the field immediately. As soon as it happened, just got fucking smoked. That's what happens when they play good teams. I don't think Tennessee is a great team at all, to be completely honest with you. I think that they are kind of the same as the Packers, but Tennessee has a real... I don't know, Tennessee feels a little bit more real to me. They have a better running game. I think they have a better offensive line. They have better weapons at receiver. Davante Adams is better than any individual Titans receiver, but Davante Adams isn't 5 receivers on the field. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, they're all really good. Green Bay has one good receiver. In the playoffs, they'll lock down Davante Adams somehow, even if they have to fucking triple cover him. They'll triple cover him and just say, beat us with Marquise Valdez-Scantling. And they won't. And I think Tennessee, as well coached as they are, even though they have an absolutely bottom-of-the-barrel, atrocious defense, Tennessee is going to run the ball constantly and just fucking eat away at that clock and make the Packers uncomfortable and miserable, and Aaron Rodgers is going to look and act like a total bitch after the game. That's just going to be how it is. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to play great because Tennessee's defense is so bad. Aaron Rodgers might have 4 touchdowns. But I don't think Green Bay is going to be able to win because they're not going to have the ball very often, and they're not a real team to me. I have zero faith in them as a team. Bills, Patriots. Bills, it's going to be a relatively close game. Actually, is it going to be relative? I know I always pick the Patriots close because of Bill Belichick, but is it actually going to be a close game? I don't know. You know what? No, Bill Belichick's not going to give up. I'll say 27-13, maybe. Yeah. That looks about right to me. Patriots cannot score on offense, but on defense, they're going to do a lot better against Josh Allen than Vic Fangio did last week. Okay. Now I'll go back and look at last week's pick. I know I normally do that before, but I had to go kind of quick because, as you know, the game started 5 minutes ago. So this game I picked late. I didn't want to do that again, but I would have picked the Raiders anyway, so yeah, I got it wrong. Wrong. Buffalo, Denver, I watched a little bit of it, realized that it was a blowout, turned it off. Green Bay, Carolina, I didn't watch any of, but they won by 8 against Carolina after scoring 3 touchdowns in a row on their first 3 drives. That's not good at all. Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Atlanta was up 17, and what'd they do? Oh, they blew it. That's the most Atlanta thing that could ever fucking happen. Green Bay, Minnesota. I don't know what happened this game. Mitchell Trubisky actually looked decent for a little bit. It was real weird. San Francisco, Dallas. Nick Mullins. I'd rather have fucking Nick Mullen, the comedian, being at QB than Nick Mullins for San Francisco. Detroit, Tennessee. Obviously, Tennessee was going to win. I didn't expect Derrick Henry to run for 1,000,000 miles, but apparently he just does that anyway. Tennessee, Houston. Once again, Deshaun Watson did absolutely everything in his power to try to win. Didn't work. Indy won because great defense, good QB, good running back, best offensive line in the league, in my opinion. One of the best defenses in the league. And great weapons, actually, at receiver. Michael Pittman's good. T.Y. Hilton's good. I forgot who their tight end is. They have a decent tight end, too. New England, Miami. I figured New England was going to win only because, one, Bill Belichick's great against rookie QBs, and New England's not going to just keep losing. Like, there's no way. It doesn't make any sense to me. But as much as they looked like they were in control at one point, Miami played well, Tua played good, and they came back and won. Seattle, Washington, obviously, like I said, I know it was only a 5-point difference, but I think that says more about Seattle than it does Washington. Jacksonville, Baltimore. There you go. That was a fun game to watch. Jets, Rams, very, very fun game to watch. I fucking loved every second of that. Philly, Arizona, that was another actual, like, really fun game to watch because their offenses were going buku in the fucking first half. Kansas City, New Orleans, didn't watch as much of this game as I wanted to, but I knew the eventual outcome was going to be Kansas City wins. Cleveland, New York, yeah. Having Colt McCoy in, I know Daniel Jones is hurt, and last time he played he didn't look good, but having Colt McCoy in against a fucking stout defense that's on fire right now, it's not going to work out well. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, I figured Pittsburgh was going to use this game as a way to jump back into the league and say, hey, we're still pretending we're good. I didn't realize this was going to be when they jumped off a bridge helmet first. Didn't realize that. And I'm going to do my spreads real quick. I would have picked Minnesota to keep it within. I'll just run through these real quick. Detroit to keep it in by 8.5. Yes. Arizona, I think, will win probably by more than 5, especially if they can't beat the fucking Cowboys. Miami Raiders, Miami will win by more than 3. Kansas City will not win by 11. Not with fucking a team that has Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley, and Hayden Hurst. That team's probably not going to be beaten by 11. Or even if they are beaten by 11, there's zero reason why you would ever fucking put that against them, gambling. Chicago versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville keep it within 8. Houston, Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati to win. So I do think they'll keep it within 10 points especially. What the fuck? That is a horrible point spread. That's one of the worst point spreads I think I've ever seen. I legitimately don't understand it at all. One, why is it 10 points? Houston has beat Jacksonville twice this year. I think maybe the Colts. Who they beat? They beat Jacksonville twice, the Lions, and the Patriots. And you have them as a 10-point favorite over a team that just beat a team that's 11-2. Don't even think about whether the fact Pittsburgh's actually any good or not. Just look at their record. Pittsburgh was 11-2, and Cincinnati just beat them. And you're giving the team that has beat 2 teams not named the Jaguars a 10-point advantage over them. Horrible. One of the absolute worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. Cleveland Jets. Cleveland will probably win by more than 10. Actually, you know what? No. The Jets will keep it closer than that. Indy versus the Steelers. Wow. Okay. So, I just said that this was really fucking dumb, right? You remember that from a second ago? So, the team that Cincinnati beat is a 3-point favorite over a team that's 10-4 that beat Houston last week. So last week, Indy beat the Texans by 7. Last week, Cincinnati beat the Steelers by 10. The Steelers, who lost to that team, are favored by 3 over a team that's 10-4. And the team that lost to Indianapolis, who's underdog to the Steelers, and Cincinnati beat them last week. Indianapolis is the underdog by 3, while Houston is in favor by 10. This makes this look way, way worse. Whoever is doing this is fucking smoking crack. And they are legitimately fucking mentally disabled. Giants, Ravens. Ravens not by 12. New York Giants have a really good front 7 and in general just a really good defense. Lamar's not going to be able to throw against Bradbury and fucking Logan Ryan. He's not going to be able to do it. As much as I love my boy Lamar. Denver I picked to win, so I think they're gonna not keep it, lose by 4. Washington, once again I picked Carolina. Philly, Dallas, I picked Philly or Dallas to win. Rams, Seahawks, I picked the Rams to win. I'm picking a lot of fucking underdogs, I guess. I picked the Titans to win, and I picked the Bills to win, 27-13, yeah. Alright, so